Good evening, folks. All right, so we finally get back around to part 3 of Kratz's opening statement, and this is a doozy. So we're going to get ready with our bullshit button. We've got our heavily highlighted pages here from Mr. Kratz, and one other piece of evidence that I'm sure you all are going to love. You like my blingy bling lanyard? It was the only one they had that, even remotely looked like me. I'm trying to find just a plain black one because, goth. So let's dive right on in here because you're going to love this shit. Now, Kratz continues with his bullshit by saying, we all felt it better, myself, Mr. Rohrer, the 2 district attorneys, Sheriff Poggle, and the law enforcement officials for Manitowoc, that the case be transferred over to Calumet County and to DCI, the Division of Criminal Investigation, with the state to lead up the investigation. Manitowoc County officials remained involved in the case. He's fucking admitting it, despite the fact that they were not supposed to be involved at all. Not only were they involved for resources, now he's full on admitting, no, they were involved in the investigation despite the fact that they were not supposed to be. He then goes on, they remained involved in the investigation when manpower, which I'm going like, Kratz, did you get hooked on phonics at any point, or do you need to? And we are going to be talking about how many police officers were necessary that they remain in a helping or a support role, but the case is, in fact, turned over to Calumet County. On paper only, folks, and anybody who says otherwise is either fucking naive or stupid. Just saying. Now, he gets on to Pam and Nicole Sturm, and I love how he describes them. He's talking about how the car was found. Pam and Nicole Sturm, 2 citizen searchers. Why are you distancing Pam from Teresa? Kratz, huh? Why are you not saying Pam and Nicole Sturm, 2 citizen searchers who happen to be cousins of Teresa Halbach and were concerned for her, so they came out to help with the search party? I mean, what the fuck is going on there? At least give the jury all the information. That's kind of supposed to be your job, Kratz. He then goes on to say, Pam and Nicole Sturm found the one vehicle on the property that all of the citizen searchers that you are going to hear about were looking for. Just the car? I thought they were looking for Teresa. Because, if they were just searching for the car, that would mean that they had already given her up for dead 2 days after she was reported missing.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horseshit.
A search party is supposed to be looking for any sign of the missing person. And yet Kratz flat out admits that they were only looking for the car. Why weren't you looking for Teresa? What do you know, Kratz? He then says, you are going to learn, members of the jury, through this evidence in the case, that the vehicle was locked, that the 4 doors on this vehicle were locked when Pam and Nicole came upon it. What you won't learn, members of the jury, is that Pam and Nicole Sturm tried to open the fucking car, all 4 doors, with their t-shirts wrapped around their hands, thus obliterating any potential fingerprint evidence, conveniently, that could have been on those door handles. That's how they knew that the car was locked, and yet, not 2 minutes later, when Pamela Sturm is on the phone with the police, she asks if she can enter the car after she already knows it's locked. Sometimes you just need a good flourish. Then, he says that where the car was placed in relation to Stephen Avery's trailer is no accident. Well, no shit. Of course it was found where it was found. found, not by accident. It was put there, but not by Stephen Avery. And then he proceeds to say it wasn't found on a roadway, it wasn't found in some mall parking lot, it was found on the Avery salvage property, the family business property. Yeah, all the better to frame him with, huh, Kratz? He then says, I talked about the car crusher. You will hear a little bit about that piece of equipment that was near or right next to Teresa Halbach's vehicle. Your ass hurts, Kratz. The crusher was not next to Teresa Halbach's vehicle. Her vehicle was near it, sure, but don't you think that if Stephen Avery had fucking killed her in the 5-day time span from the time of her death, according to your narrative, to the time that the car was found, he would have crushed it? You fucking dickhead. You are going to learn and you are going to hear evidence sometime through this 6 weeks how this piece of equipment works. How fucking stupid do you think the general population of Manitowoc County is, Kratz, that you feel the need to explain to them what a car crusher does? It's in the fucking name. It crushes the car. You fucking douche canoe. And see, folks, that sounds like something that I shouldn't be nitpicking at, except for one minor problem. What that is, that whole, you're going to find out what this piece of equipment does. How a regular looking vehicle, car, SUV, truck, starts out looking like a regular vehicle and ends up flattened or smashed. What he's doing is he's padding his opening statement to make it sound more impressive and also to make sure that the jury is nice and lost by the time the defense gets their turn. You are going to learn why it's important that Teresa's vehicle was next to the car crusher. It wasn't next to the car crusher. And you are going to learn the numbers of crushed vehicles and how easily Teresa Halbach's vehicle could have never been found in this case. And yet it was found. Because Stephen Avery didn't do it, because if Stephen Avery had done it, he would have crushed the fucking car. It was there for 5 days. God damn, do I have to explain everything, Kratz? Fuck. He then starts talking about the cadaver dog. And here's the thing, guys. The cadaver dog's name is Brutus. I love that. Et tu, Brute? I took etymology in high school, okay? I know Latin a little bit. He then starts to explain what Brutus does. He says here, it's called hitting on the vehicle. It was quite a dramatic alert. And you are going to hear from Ms. Kramer, that's Brutus's handler, all about that. Sadly and unfortunately, that meant one thing to the handler, and that meant one thing to the lead investigators in the case. Early on, they suspected, because of Brutus, because of this search and rescue dog, because of this cadaver dog, that a deceased individual either was in the back of this SUV or at some point had been in the back of that SUV. You are also going to hear that the police decided not to touch... Oh, yeah, we'll get to that in a second. With regards to Brutus, Brutus is not just a cadaver dog, folks. No. He's a search dog, and Brutus hits on human blood, not just the scent of death. And Brutus also hit on the golf cart that Earl Avery uses to go hunting for wabbits. Sorry, I'm a big Bugs Bunny fan. So obviously he can't distinguish between animal death and human death, but he mainly hits on the scent of blood. And that was testified to by his handler, Miss Kramer, on day 5 of the trial. Check it out in the transcripts. He doesn't just do death, he does mainly blood. He's a blood dog. And he hit on human blood in the back of the car, but he was taken all around that car. Why didn't he hit on the blood in the front of the car? Now, I will include a link to this below. This is Brutus's certification. Interesting reading there. Basically, you know, he's a good dog. He does what he's supposed to do, but he's not just a cadaver dog. Get this shit, though. You are also going to hear that the police decided not to touch the vehicle at that time. The police decided not to process it even when the crime lab was on the scene.
Warning, bullshit alert.
You are going to hear that the crime lab loaded this vehicle onto an enclosed trailer, trucked the enclosed and intact SUV all the way to Madison.
That was bullshit.
Then what the fuck took so long, Kratz? You had that car surrounded for hours, some of which was tarped off. And you're trying to tell everybody that the prosecution, that the fucking investigators didn't touch that car? Bullshit!
Bullshit detected. Take precautions.
Fuck you. Just so you know. Now, folks, I would like to clear something up because, idiots. But I want to clear this up. I have never, not once, accused Bradley Check of being responsible for Teresa Halbach's death. I was merely pointing out that Bradley Check had some red flags that should have been an indicator to investigators to at least interview him, and yet he was never interviewed. That's what I was doing. And if anybody wants to get butthurt about that, you can kiss my ass. Because I am only doing what Manitowoc County Sheriff's Department and Calumet County Sheriff's Department should have done from the fucking get-go, and that's called asking motherfucking questions. And if you don't like it, don't watch my shit. I really don't fucking care either way around it, to be quite honest. But if you really want to fucking get pissed off at anybody for asking these questions, for looking at people that should have been fucking looked at to begin with, don't fucking get pissy with me. Get pissy with Kratz. Get pissy with Colburn. Get pissy with Link. Get pissy with Wiegert. Get pissy with Bossbender. Because they should have done a proper fucking investigation. Because had they done a proper investigation, guess what? I would have had all of that information. I could have gone through and said, oh, okay, they already talked to him. He had a fucking airtight alibi. Woohoo, got it. Whoop. And then done. He would have been moved along. But they didn't. They've only focused on Stephen Avery. So now I'm asking the fucking questions along with everybody else that is up Manitowoc County's ass on this one. So I would like to state again, I never said that Bradley Check did anything. I did say that he was dating Teresa Halbach, but, come on. And no, guess what, dickweed? I didn't get that from Reddit either. I got it from the fact of those cozy little fucking pictures all over his Facebook page. That's what I got it from, because I'm sorry, but body language, sweet cheeks. Get over yourself. All right, folks, I have got some shit on the Kadee murders to bring up to you tonight, so thank you all very much for watching. Mwah! And I will include the links for the GoFundMe campaign and Clue TV down below in the description. We'll see you next video.